Okay. I think I'm back. I think I like messed up the video though. So let's see. I think it's on another link. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I have to delete this. Fantastic. Okay. Is there still delay? Let me see. I really hope I didn't just mess that up. Fuck, oh man, this sucks. I think I just like kind of messed it up. I will wait a bit for everyone. Man, that's annoying. Okay. Oh, let me see. Am I not on the right chat now? Oh, let me see. Okay. There's still a lot of delay. Are you serious? Okay. I think I'm gonna live with it. I think we'll just deal with it and just let it go, which sucks because now I've just lost the old link, but whatever. I should like play some music or something. Give me a second. I want to like not have it just be completely silent, you know? I am so sorry. Chat doesn't seem to be updating at all. Sick. Alright. Let's see here. Okay. I knew there'd be problems like this. Okay. How do I update this? Okay, so what if I like refresh this? This, right? Yeah. Okay, save. Okay, now I think chat should be updating. I think chat should be updating on my stream. Yes. Okay. Cool. Alright. Hello, everybody. Yes, please spam the chat so I know whether or not this is working. It looks like nothing's updating still. Are you serious? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I might just go back to the old-fashioned way here. Yeah, every time you do a new stream on YouTube, it's a completely different... Like, that really sucks. It's really annoying. Yeah, the chat's not updating, so I'm gonna do the old-fashioned way. Give me a moment. I am so sorry for all of this. Okay, let's see. Okay, now, here we go. It's super tiny. Alright, let me see. Old way is best way, yeah. This is already jank as hell, I love it. Here. Maybe you guys can see? No, it's kind of small, dude. I'm really bad at this. I'm so sorry. Here, let's cut it. Maybe I can do this. Sick. Alright, if I do that, it's overlapping a little bit. I don't care, man. We'll just move that right down there. We're good. Alright. Now it should be updating kind of fast. Okay. So, hello everybody. Thank you so much for coming to watch. その日本人の皆様もありがとうございます。見てくれてありがとうございます。ちょっと日本語で知らせしたいと思うんですけど、その応援してくれたみんなの中には日本人も多かったので、本当に心から感謝したいです。今回の配信では多分大体英語で話しますが、皆さんが理解できるように配信後に日本人字幕をつけたいと思います。もし質問があれば気軽に聞いてください。日本語で頑張って答えたいけどうまく言えないことがあったら英語で答えるからその日本語字幕があるまで待ってくれるとありがたいです。でもいろんな翻訳アプリもあるから多分そのアプリを使ってみると思いますね。じゃあちょっと back to English. So hello. So as everybody knows, I was in the BPL draft a little bit ago. Here, I forgot. I'm gonna add music or something because I feel like it's just too quiet. Give me a second. Just play something from like 2DX or something. Let me see. Let's just get the OST up and running here. Alright, this song's a banger, sure. Let's go with this. Sick. Alright. I hope it's not too loud. Sick. Alright. Hype. Tell me if you can still hear me, if it's not like too loud, okay? You can use live chat to see some more messages. I am just gonna go with it. The music's actually pretty quiet. Alright. I'll turn it up a little bit. It's my first time kind of doing this, so I'm sorry. Okay. I just kind of need something in the background, to be honest. But anyways, I was in the, BPL Season 3 Draft Kaigi, right? And unfortunately, I didn't get picked. I was honestly really sad about it. From my perspective, right? I left California. Obviously, BPL wasn't my whole reason for coming to Japan, right? I had a lot of reasons that I kind of wanted to do this. Okay, good. I'm glad they're perfect. I had a lot of reasons for kind of wanting to do this. BPL just being one of them. And the process was honestly really long. It was a lot of meetings. It was a lot of online paperwork. A lot of steps where I could have, dropped out. And, every time I got past another step, it was huge for me, right? It just felt kind of crazy. I'm actually possibly going to be able to do this. Then finally, at the end of the end of the end, it just doesn't happen, right? And I was really looking forward to being, a bit of a representative, I guess, for America and BPL. Because, I've always wanted to be, the one kind of representing America in, a large, 2DX event, right? And it just didn't happen. But, that's kind of life, right? It wasn't necessarily guaranteed in the first place. We saw the news with Kevin DDR and Aperture Grills because we were participating in the same Tetris tournament. We were all really visually disappointed and sorry for you, man. I really appreciate it. Honestly, I really appreciate everyone who, gave me support on Twitter. I didn't expect my little announcement tweet to get as much traction as it did. Right now, I'm gonna check it. I'm sitting at, what? Oh my gosh, how do I check this? Let's see. I'm sitting at, what? 1,428 likes and 470 retweets. That's kind of crazy. I never thought, when I uploaded it, I thought, if I get, 500 likes, that would be crazy, but I didn't think I would get almost 3 times that, right? I really appreciate all of the words of encouragement, all of the, in general, like all the support that, you know, all you guys gave me. It really, really, really means a lot to me. But at the end of the day, it didn't, it just didn't work out, and it really sucks. I didn't expect someone like you to be considered in the draft in the first place. That's still a feat in itself. You're absolutely right. The fact that I was even there, like I was sitting kind of just in the draft room thinking like, man, this is crazy. Like, I almost felt like I didn't really belong there. It was really interesting. It's like, you know, yeah, I'm good at the game, but like I wasn't even the only foreigner, right? We've got KKM and Lich there too. But it was crazy, man. It was really like an outer world, like an other world experience for me. It was definitely completely unforgettable, even like despite not getting picked. But there are a few things that I kind of want to like talk about, right? Like, number one being like, you know, I've seen a lot of people say things like, oh, I'm not interested in BPL anymore, or straight, like, I've seen a lot of Konami as racist, and I'm gonna have to ask you guys to stop saying that. Like, if Konami was racist, I wouldn't have been in the draft pool in the first place. It took a lot of, like, I went through a lot of gates to even get there, and if they were racist, I wouldn't have been able to get that far in the first place. And I kind of think it makes the American community look a little bad. I just think it's not like a good look for us at all. Now, like, I can't blame you if you lose interest in BPL because I didn't get in. Like, I mean, if you don't really know any of the players, like, I totally understand. Like, I would really encourage you to watch BPL, but obviously I can't make you interested. Well, I do have some ideas. I want to create some sort of like content around BPL to try to get people interested in it, right? Because that's kind of what I wanted to do as a pro player if I got in. Was I really wanted to be like the bridge between, you know, the English speaking 2DX community and the Japanese 2DX community, right? Or I guess, I mean, the rest of the Asian 2DX community that I get to interact with, right? And I can still do that. I can absolutely still do that. Except there's a bit more limits as to what I can do now. Obviously, because I'm not a pro player, there's going to be some rules that, you know, I have to follow, I'm sure. Like, I know I have to kind of scoot a lot of lines. Like, I don't want to, you know, I kind of have to ask around. I have to get a feel for what I can do. But I will honestly, like, do my best to try to get you guys more interested in BPL. Oh, Naga-chan, hello. Congratulations on getting picked on round 1, by the way. So, everybody, Naga-chan in chat right here, he was the 4th pick for round 1, and he can actually speak English. Like, his English is actually workable. It's actually pretty good. So, definitely, everyone say hi. Hi, Yoi-san, konbanwa. He says really little bit, but like, it's good. Like actually, it is very good. Definitely very good. Yeah. Really, congratulations. Like, so, I mean, that's the other thing, right? Is, you know, even though I didn't get picked, like, a lot of my friends did. A lot of friends I've made in the community did manage to get picked, and I'm really happy for them. And, you know, there's always a reason, right? Like, why people got picked over me, right? And I think, like, personally, my biggest weakness at the moment is my lack of tournament experience. Like, I think that's kind of what stops me. My tournament results here in Japan have not been, like, great. I've never really truly been, like, satisfied with my performance at all, and I think that sort of played a part. There's apparently people kind of think, and I don't blame them, that I don't do well with like turning nerves. I'm almost inclined to disagree just a little bit, because I think the problem is more of a combination of tournament nerves, but also like not having like a warm-up or a proper session before. The more I've thought about it, the more I kind of think, maybe I need to approach tournaments differently now. Even if it's not necessarily an exact like one-to-one, if it's not exactly one-to-one experience with BPL, I think the most important thing here is tournament results. If I get good tournament results, then next year's BPL I will apply again, and it will make me a better candidate. Because I think one thing that you guys did for me that honestly is amazing is that you showed Konami that like a lot of you really care about me getting in, and you really want to see me get in. So honestly, I feel kind of bad. I'm a bit sad that I kind of just fell short in skill. Like, it's basically kind of entirely my fault, despite, all your guys' support. And I'm going to try to, pay that, not really pay it forward, but put myself in a better position for next year. And yeah, like, you guys, I think if you keep showing this support for me, I will like do my damnedest to like capitalize on it more. I'm gonna work a lot this year onto just generally improving at the game. I have a lot of sort of, one thing that being in Japan has done for me is just exposing me to different players, like a lot of really good players. And as a result, I've gained a lot of insight as to how to improve. I think there's a lot of things that I potentially have been doing, not correctly all of these years. And I think, after observing a lot of really good players, like at all these tournaments and just generally being in Japan, I think I have a really good idea of how I want to approach the game. And I think that I will produce results in the next year quite a bit. I'm sorry, I'm missing a lot of comments, by the way. I'm trying to kind of get through what I want to say. Is KAC still a possibility? Yes, it is, but I think that at my current skill level, probably not. But I think, if I keep the grind going, I think I can do it. Like, personally, I think, like, in terms of my own potential, despite me being here for a year already, I haven't really truly reached my potential in the game yet still. Far from it, actually. I personally believe that I could get to like low first pick or like mid second pick. I think that would be like my peak, right? And that's what I'm gonna aim for. So next year, if you guys like really like show your support, and I will deliver for you. I will do my absolute best to deliver for you. I've bought a controller, so I can actually play at my apartment here, and I already have ideas on how I'm gonna practice. I could go into more detail about that possibly in like a different video, or different note or something. I could write it up. I've also done a lot of translation on my own in terms for practice of like Japanese top rankers, like how they give advice, right? Like advice streams they've done. I've listened to them, translated them into English. I haven't shared them, but I've learned a lot from them, and I think that a lot of people could learn from them too. So if people are interested in that, I could upload something like that as well. Let me read some comments. But first, one thing that will be like super instrumental to me, like you guys have done a super duper good job of like showing your support on Twitter. If you guys could like, I could finally say it. If you guys could sub to this channel, hit that subscribe button. It actually helps a lot with like the algorithm. And if I could get this channel to grow more as I produce more content, it will make me look better for next year's BPL. And if I could get that going, on top of like just generally improving at the game, that will be a game changer. It will be hard to refuse me. It will be very hard to refuse me. Okay, I'm gonna read some comments. So let me go through real quick. I'm gonna go like all the way to the top here. Let's see. Still a lot of delay. Yeah, Miss. That's how you told me how you pronounce your name and I already forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry our plans fell through the other day and been busy with Finnish friends visiting Tokyo. Let's meet up sometime at Taiba Shinjuku. Absolutely. I would absolutely be down. Mizuki-san, konbanwa. Chat doesn't seem to be updating. Okay. Chat not updating. Test. Audio double. I hope that stopped. Okay. Okay. Oh, no, just kidding. No audio double. Ignore. Okay. I'm glad. Let's see. Yeah, we saw the news. You still got an opportunity. This will lead to even more opportunities. That's like really, really true. Like the fact that I even got it in the first place was a huge opportunity for me, and it was a lot of I guess I could use the word PR. It was a lot of good PR for me, right? You guys have kind of shown me a lot of support, and if you guys continue to do that, once again, it will be super helpful. Uchiko, thank you so much for coming by. Gotta wait till I write the theme song on your team next season when you become KKM. Let's go. I'm looking forward to it, okay? I'll deliver for you. I'm gonna make you write that song because I'm gonna be so good. I think you're the same as me as a foreigner rhythm game player who came here to stay in Tokyo. So you just gotta participate to all the smaller tournaments whenever you can and apply for next BPL. That's the plan. Hoping I can get better results and deliver more, but like I said, I'm working towards it already. That would be cool. Some stories about players in BPL or something. I've thought about. I am on pretty good terms with some of the current BPL players. I could try to, you know, do interviews, something like if Nagashan would like to get interviewed. I mean, I'm sure he could speak some English. I think it would go pretty smoothly. My Japanese is like okay. I could make it work, but you know, it might be a little bit more of a struggle. But I could try. I can absolutely try, and I'm open to it. There's only one way to get better at speaking the language, right? Yeah, knowing more about 2DX BPL would be interesting. I feel like there's just a complete lack of, you know, English information on BPL, and I think that that's a gap that I could fill. Like I said, I just gotta be careful about how I do it, because I don't want to piss off Konami. Let's see. Commentating BPL matches. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do something quite of that nature, but it's possible. Like I said, I'll ask around. How do you say? Let me see. I don't even know how to say that. All 1 second. Let me look for you. It seems like some sort of like repayment sort of meeting. Let's see. Can't wait to see your improvements. When is 2DX into rating some random Taito and Akifa? I mean, I would join, I guess. The algorithm requires engagement, absolutely. Let's see. How was I not subscribed? Hannah, I hope you are now. Let's see. Muse is cool. Okay, Muse. I'm gonna remember that now. A sub was way overdue. Thank you, Koa. Brendan O'Sullivan. I'm an 8-dan DP from New England. So excited to have someone from the US to cheer on in BPL. Well, sadly, not really this year, but next year. I'm going to make it happen. Convince your future BPL team to put play. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. It's gotten so good. This might be a long shot, but have you considered trying to commentate for some smaller events? So I actually have. I was considering doing English commentary for the Arena Cup, the one that happened in Niigata just before the draft, 2 weeks before the draft. But unfortunately, because of my work schedule, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to attend the tournament until it was kind of too late to organize something like that. But that is something that I am interested in pursuing as well. If you guys would want to see something like that, I could do my best to make it work. Let's see. Out of curiosity, where did you learn Japanese? I learned Japanese in Japan. So, my history with Japanese is I studied it in high school, but in high school it was literally like, here's hiragana and here's katakana, and that's it. Okay, and then in college I took another Japanese class that was, here's hiragana and here's katakana again. So I come to Japan, and I can barely speak, of course, like, literally like, almost nothing. Like, I could read some, I could write some, I did some individual studying on my own, but it's just, like, not quite enough, right, to actually be able to survive in the country. So I learned it here by going through, you know, the ropes, by putting myself in situations where I had to speak it and learning it the hard way, on top of being, I was also an international student when I first moved here. I wanted to have a foundation in Japanese. So I wanted to get some real education. That helps me quite a bit, but I also just put myself out there as much as I could, or honestly as much as I was willing to go out of my comfort zone. I feel like that's like the best way to do it. I've been doing something to cover BPL in English, but I think interest outside the hardcores has been low. Yeah, that's the difficulty, right? Music games are always going to kind of be a bit on the niche side. I was hoping if I became a BPL player, like, if, you know, maybe something would happen, right? Like, some American just got into the pro league, and, you know, all of a sudden it makes more people interested. I don't know if it'd be that easy, but it would at least have put me in a position to be able to, you know, maybe publicize the game a bit more. I don't know. Kind of spitballing. Maybe if I'm essentially trying to do something like that. I'm going to do my best to try to get even the not hardcores involved, or at least interested, right? Maybe people that play other rhythm games. There are a lot of rhythm gamers in America. Just because they don't necessarily play 2DX doesn't necessarily mean that there can't be content that makes them interested, right? Let's see. Oh, I just think I skipped a bunch of stuff. Lane, what's up? What's up? It sounds like consideration for BPL has a lot of emphasis on both the player's game skill and ability to engage the community. I think so. I think it's a little bit more swayed toward game skill, for obvious reasons. It's still a tournament. But at the end of the day, BPL is also kind of a large advertisement for 2DX in general. So I think you're right, it is a balance of both. So if I, you know, make it happen, if I get better, it'll make me a lot harder to pass up if I have, you know, the support of you guys. Let's see. You have to be in the right mentality, in my opinion. You're not... Oh, you have the right mentality, in my opinion. You're not giving up. I mean, here's the thing, like, I've already completely, like, repositioned my life, like, to be in Japan, right? So, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here for the foreseeable future. So I may as well keep applying every year. And yeah, I mean, what else is there to do? If I want to get in, I have to get better, so I'm going to get better. I mean, it's simple as that. I wouldn't be too surprised if Telp was somewhat right. I mean, I think he was. This draft format was rough. I feel like it needs some rework. I didn't really have that many problems with it. I think it just stopped all the weird, like, card draws to see who gets on what teams, right? If no team drops next year, can they even do this phase? Yes, they can. If no team drops any players, I would be surprised if that happens. I'd be very surprised. I guess if that does happen, then yeah, I guess there wouldn't really be a draft, but I have a feeling that won't happen. There's probably a ton of secret rankers throughout Asia, including Japan. You're probably right. Probably right. Let's see. I don't know if you can expand on this, but I'm curious about the process you went through to get to the draft. I hate to tell you this. I signed some contracts. I cannot be specific. I kind of don't want to piss off Konami, so sadly, I cannot expand on it. Toko, hello. Seeing you on the stream really broke a barrier. I'm happy. I'm really happy it did. It's like I said, while I'm really sad that I didn't get in, the fact that I was just there, I feel like was an accomplishment in and of itself. And I still kind of can't believe it was real. I wish I got in, but it is what it is. Part of BPL seems to be promotional as well. Yes, it is. Hey, yo, I'm DJ Chicken from back in the day. We were rivals on Tricoro in 2012. And you got really good, and I'm cheering for you. I appreciate you. Let's see. Yo, DJ Chicken. Hi, me, DJ Chicken the God. There we go. There seems to be a lot of rhythm gamers in America. Absolutely. I actively live stream Bamani, but I frequently help field newcomers to a ton of different games. The past few years have been an explosion of folks trying out / investigating music games both in the Americas and worldwide. Can you tell Round 1 to come to Europe and France? No, I can't, unfortunately. Maybe there's some incentive for teams to ensure this can happen. That's true. That's probably entirely possible. Yeah, NDA. There was an NDA. How was the AC in the BPL arena? It was a little hot. It was honestly not as cool as I wished it was. But, you know, I bet it was to kind of, you know, make us sweat a little bit, make it look better for the stream. Let's see. If seeing you on the stream was hype, we were up till 2 a.m. cheering you on. I'm so happy, dude. Curious if they have players playing under studio spotlight heat. It is pretty hot. Viral, what's up? 2DX player from Argentina. I'm surprised that there are 2DX players in Argentina. Thank you so much for coming to watch. I saw the Soundvoltex players holding hot packs sometimes, so maybe it's not too hot. I think maybe it's different during a match because, like, during the draft, there's like a bunch of people in there. I just think they just didn't have the AC on high enough. I don't know. I saw the Soundvoltex players holding hot. Yeah, I just read the same thing. I know the last weeks have been hard, but from your overall experience in Japan for the past year or so, what's the most important thing that you have learned? And not just limited games. I'm going to answer this in 2 different ways because this is obviously still 2DX related content. The 2DX answer is that the most important thing about the game is efficiency. Efficiency. If you play efficiently, you can get better and you can continue to improve. Any physical barrier that you might have in hitting the keys, it's because you're not being efficient enough. In life, perhaps the most important thing I've learned is if you go out of your comfort zone, then I guess not if you go out of your comfort zone. Going out of your comfort zone, I feel like is incredibly important. Like, me coming here in the first place was so far, like, it was such a big deal for me. Like, it took a lot for me to get here. It was incredibly far out of my comfort zone. I lived in California all my life. I lived with my family up until, like, all my life up until then as well. So, you know, the first time I'm moving out is in a completely different country, across an ocean completely. Crazy. Like, I think that it's done a lot for me. Because me simply moving here, like, the discomfort basically didn't stop for months and months and months on end. Like, I'm having to go out of my way to speak a language to other people that I didn't know that I wasn't comfortable with. I'm having to make friends as well, right? You know, I mean, once again, I really got to thank my friend Shun for, I mean, hooking me up with a place to stay for so long and helping me out in my early days because, man, it's hard. It's hard, man. Like, leaving behind my entire friend group, you know, making friends in a second language is it feels impossible. And with the cultural differences in Japan compared to people in America, it's just hard. I think the whole experience of my past year has really, really changed me as a person in like a very, very good way. And I think I think generally it's also kind of improved my mindset for 2DX as well, and just in life, you know. I think I sort of have this feeling of, I've come this far, if I want to try something new, just screw it. I'm just going to do it. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, I fail? Okay. I've already gone so far out of my comfort zone that, like, nothing really feels too impossible to me. It's very interesting. Okay, that was a really long answer. What does efficiency mean to you in terms of 2DX? Well, when you think about 2DX, there are two main parts of the game, right? Obviously, reading the notes and hitting the keys, right? So you want efficiency in both of those fields. In terms of reading, one thing I like to talk about is not mentally sticking to notes as you read them. So you want to basically be focusing on and looking at each note for essentially the absolute minimum amount of time that you can. Basically enough to process where it is and to hit it. Some other top rankers have elaborated on Twitter about this. I know Somori has a bit. There's been a lot of talk about where your eyes are when you're reading, like how you focus. I know a lot of people maybe have heard the terms vertical reading and horizontal reading. That sort of is the idea of vertical reading being you're reading in chunks, horizontal reading being you're sort of focusing on a certain part of the screen and not really moving from that line. Somori actually described sort of a third mode of this where instead of focusing on just one part of the screen, which assumes you're not moving your focus up and down, you move your focus left and right. So you are sort of not only focusing on one like line at the screen, but you're also sort of reducing the amount of information you get at any given time. I feel like that's key. Is you want to reduce how much information you're intaking at once. In terms of hitting the keys, you don't want to put in too much power, and you also want to use the correct muscles. Mainly, you don't really want to insert a lot of power from your arms. Watching Yutaka and a bunch of other rankers at tournaments, you could tell, like, in really, really difficult sections, their arms are almost completely, like, solid. They don't move at all. Everything is from their wrists and their fingers. And I think that is, like, super important. Once again, a super long answer. 10 months in Japan, most important thing to do is go out and explore things you'd like to see and do here without hesitation. People here are incredibly welcoming despite the language barrier. That's incredibly true. I've had some, racist experiences here, but they are completely outnumbered by the amount of times that people have been incredibly nice to me. Just random people I don't know. Hey, I also live in Setagaya. Let's hang sometime. I'm down. Absolutely. Got any preferences to older or newer LMs? I feel like with my play settings being very fast, I had a heavy preference to the newer, brighter monitors, but in some regions those don't even exist. I don't really have a preference. Yeah, I don't really have a preference, to be honest. Like, I can tell there's a difference, but both of the cabs are just fine to me. You could say maybe I slightly prefer the new cabs, but, like, it's not in any significant way. Like, if there was a line for a new cab, a new Lightning model, and a line for an old Lightning model, and no line for an old Lightning model, I would go play on the old one. That's so impressive. I've been trying to do that for Voltex, but it's so hard. I've just been relying on my shoulders. I don't know if shoulders would be the right thing either. Yeah. It's more, like I said, it's all basically from like here up is what you want to use. Maybe it's Note Skin thing. Gal isn't quite as bright as Photon. Entirely possible. Entirely possible. I've been using Photon for a while. I actually tried using Pastel a bit recently and kind of went back pretty quickly. I think Pastel's just the best for general, you know, it's the contrast, right? Gal is super dark feeling. I didn't even know there were newer Lightning cab models. I play on an old cab with the new PCB upgrade most of the... Really? I think the old cabs are completely unplayable. Like, absolutely. Absolutely unplayable. I don't think I will play on anything that isn't an old cab. Oh gosh, looks like super dark default for matte. Yeah, I mean, because I'm colorblind, so that definitely doesn't help. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions for me, or like just in general, like things you might want to see in terms of content, I have some ideas of things that I want to do. Like I said, in terms of actual BPL related content, I'm gonna have to sort of ask around, see what's safe. I have been doing every so often. I've been doing, you know, shows with you know, Nori. I did one with Nori recently, and sometimes with the Trads people as well. I think maybe I can still get in with some Trads events. Maybe we'll see. Thoughts on something like Infinitas Arena improving popularity for competitive 2DX? I think the main problem with that is that it requires a lot on Konami's end to, you know, get that UI going and like it's like a whole mode, right? I think it'd be great, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. Nori, hello. I'm sorry about I can't stay on your stream tonight long just posting this comment, but I do really hope to see you in the next BPL from the bottom of my heart. Nori. I have a lot I would like to tell you. I feel like you have been a completely instrumental part of feeding information to the overseas community because you can speak English. And I really, like, not only do you speak English, but you go out of your way to try to interact with English speakers. And over the past several years, I think you've done a lot for the community. I told you this on Twitter as well, but like, really? Like, I think everybody here would like to thank you for everything that you've done. I'm hoping that I can help you do this more. And you hope to see me in the next BPL. I'm going to try my best. I really think, I know I can. I absolutely know I can be in. And yes, let's hang out soon, Nori. I know we're both still pretty sad from the draft results, but you know, we can still chill at 5F, right? Yeah. If you guys want to see more of those radio shows, yeah, I will definitely do my best. Definitely do my best to work with Nori. Yeah, bless Nori so much. Yeah, the English language content has been really good. Yeah, it's great, Nori. Like, see, like everyone loves it. I'm sure he might already be asleep, but I will tell him again, everyone. And like I said, I have plans to. Actually, I said it only in Japanese. I have plans to subtitle this entire video in Japanese. It's gonna take a long time, but I do want to try to, you know, bridge the gap, and just because, you know, I still cannot be this good with Japanese. I think the subtitles would be a great way for me to practice, and also a great way for me to get my point across to everybody, right? Chat's amazing that Bimani is continuing as much as it is with everything. I love that the new first pop-in music character in years was added with Sans Undertale. Is very true. I think it's really crazy that Undertale collabs happen, right? Would be worth seeing you make more English 2DX content. Feels like the English scene is really lacking in arcade-focused videos that aren't already done to death. So, I think in terms of things that I've thought about wanting to like make, would be maybe an English explanation of BPL, like rules, like how it works, maybe an explanation of the categories, that sort of thing. I feel like videos that explain how the game works, or like play styles and all that, I think those have been kind of done to death at this point. I think everyone sort of has their places they can go for that, like the old school Darks videos, or there's so many out there now. I think maybe something like, you know, what is BPL, how does it work? Community has a dark size hole in its heart at the moment. You're kind of right. He definitely provided something, but I mean, luckily, I think, being that I'm in a very similar position that he was in, I think I could do that for you guys. I'm hoping that I could do that for you guys. So if I were to just talk about things that I've thought about, you know, making in the near future, there are a few BPL players here that speak English that I think it'd be great if they interacted with you guys. Maybe if I do some sort of interviews, it could be with them first, simply because maybe easiest for you guys to watch. I've also thought, you know, maybe possibly interviewing some people from the overseas community, translating it into Japanese, presenting that to, you know, the Japanese audience as well might be interesting. Yeah. Don't feel pressured to put videos out there, but if you have a good idea for something cool, it's definitely worth giving a shot. Yeah. I think I want to kind of put a little bit more pressure on myself for making content, simply because I want to grow my channel more. Because I feel like it's just something I can use for BPL next year. Like, if I already have a channel with, you know, X amount of subscribers, and I've already shown that I can make content. One thing I said in my BPL, like, you know, the little draft thing, if you guys saw, like, it was all in Japanese. But one thing I wrote was, like, I want to make content to bridge the gap between the English-speaking community and the Japanese community. And I think if I maybe was a little bit more proactive in that case and showed that I could do it before being a pro, then when I become a pro, that won't stop, right? I kind of want to show them that I can do it. Waiting for Day in the Life of BPL Pro Series to come next year, that's a possibility, right? That's totally understandable. You should keep it a good balance with both. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, because I didn't become a pro, like, I'm kind of in a very busy point in my life where I've got a lot of things I need to do, a lot of things that I want to do. So, you know, I can't necessarily guarantee I can release content on a regular schedule, but what I want to at least do here is I want to promise you that something will come out. I also think it's just a great way for me to practice Japanese, because I want to make this bilingual content, and I want to start with subtitles because it's literally translating things I would normally say into Japanese, which would be great, right? Wouldn't you need to leave your job to become a pro? No. Being a pro is not technically a full-time job. Every other pro has other jobs that they do. You don't have to leave your job. The main thing is that in Japan, there are a lot of companies that don't allow you to have a second job. I was fortunate that my current company does allow me to have a second job. But a lot of people weren't able to join BPL because of that. And some people, like, I wouldn't be surprised if someone joined a new company and couldn't be in BPL again as a result. I wouldn't be surprised if a situation like that happened. It's very common in Japan. You have to come up with your catchphrase or crazy hand gesture. I'll have to think about it. So I guess one thing that I am trying to do, I'm trying to get in contact with, like, you know, graphics designers and that sort of thing. I want to try to overhaul, like, my brand as a whole as well. So hopefully you'll be seeing some changes like that in, like, my content and just overall appearance on social media soon. So yeah, that's, I guess, another thing I can try to promise you. I, I, IRC Bull was still working while playing for BPLS3, so you can still have your job for that. Yeah, if you had to quit your job to be in BPL, nobody would be in BPL. Like, they definitely don't pay you that much, so... I mean, I don't think they would pay you a livable wage anyway. I don't really know. But yes. If there are any more questions, thinking about a phoenix flying bird hand gesture may be excessive. I mean, if it's creative. Probably has to be creative. I don't even know how you can make that a hand gesture. It's a little crazy. Yeah. See, I think that's most of, what I wanted to say, at least on my own. Is there anything you'd like to do in Japan that you haven't been able to do yet? I would like to go to Hokkaido. I would love to go to Hokkaido. I've done a lot of traveling around Japan. Like, if I were to look at a map, I've been to Niigata several times because of, the Eri Nahai. I've been to Gunma, I've been to Tochigi, Ibaraki. I've been to Sendai. I've been to Iwate, Yamagata, Akita, Aomori, Nagoya, Mie, Kyoto, Osaka, Hiroshima, Fukuoka. I've been to a lot of places. I've not been to Hokkaido. I would love to go to like Sapporo and Hakodate, that sort of thing. Let's see. Other than that, I'm not too sure. Like, I just love traveling, so I would love to just go around and explore the rest of Japan I haven't seen. I'll show you when we hang out. I'm looking forward to it. What's your favorite rhythm game besides 2DX? Probably Sound Voltex. It's probably the most of it. It's the second. It's the game that I play the second most. My Voltverse is like 20.85 or something. I pucked a lot of 18s. It's just a fun game. Hokkaido rules. I've been there summer and winter, and both are great. I'm a fan of winter weather, so I think I would love. That's why I want to go to Hokkaido. I love the cold. I love the cold so much. So we're doing another brisk walk again. I'm down, Hibiki. Absolutely. Sorry I didn't make it last time somehow. I was just spending time with my partner. Lane, that's totally fine. Life happens. I'm going to be here for a while, so if you decide to come back, we can hang out. You have to go during the winter. It's amazing. Okay. Well, then I definitely will go during the winter. I will definitely go during the winter. A lot of people told me, oh, don't go. It's too cold. And I'm like, bro, I love the cold, man. It's like, that's what's fun about it, you know? Yeah, summers in Japan are pretty bad, and it's about to turn into summer. So, I'm looking forward to that, Yes, go to Abashiri in the winter, northeast corner of Hokkaido. Oh, really? Northeast corner of Hokkaido. Oh, I see it. Here. Maybe I can do this. Let's see. Here, let me, can I add? I know I can add my browser, of course. Okay. Here we go. Alright. Let's see. Okay, boom. Okay, this is gonna be jank as hell. I'm gonna just, move everything around. So, let's see. Boom. Alright, there we go. Sick. So, let me, actually resize this. Alright. Put that, I'm gonna make myself a little smaller here. Let's see. Make that tinier. Okay, let's see. What does it look like? So, Abashiri, you said. Oh, that looks sick. What is this? It's like a ferry. That's pretty cool, dude. What is this? They just put a Google camera on a boat. Oh, look at all that snow. That's sick. What else is there? Okay, what's right around the station? Does it pop off? For what isn't a main city? looks like there's some stuff going. You got Skia. You got Skia. I'm sure there's actual things to do here. Probably better than, you know, me looking on Google Maps, right? There's a famous prism museum that people know from Golden Kamuy. Huh. Prison museum. Okay, interesting. Actually, I wanted to ask. I've been wanting to go there to visit. Is there any great spots to visit you can recommend? Let me think. Any spots to visit? There's a lot, to be honest. So it depends on how much time you have, right? So out of all the places I visited, let's see. So I've been to up north up here. I would say my favorite places that I went to up north. I really liked Akita. It's like a really cool, like tiny little town that's like surrounded by mountains. I bet if I went to Street View, you could see it. I mean, maybe not. I'm not in the center. Where's like Akita Station? Okay, it's like here. It just has like a vibe to it, and it's pretty cool. I would recommend. I also spent a lot of time in Sendai. Sendai I thought was super cool, super duper cool. There was a really cool place over there. What was it called? Matsushima Kaigan. Yeah, this place over here is super sick. Like, you can literally go on like these tiny islands and stuff, and it looks like, yeah, I remember like being on this bridge. It's like super duper cool. You can just walk around the islands and stuff. Super sick. Would recommend. What else we got? Honestly, Niigata is really cool. If you like going to arcades, then like going to Playhouse Arena is really cool. So like here, if you look at where Playhouse Arena is, it's like really out there. So let's, oh, I can't spell. There we go, I already have it in. So like literally you go on Street View and it's like you can't even go there. So this is the arcade, it's right here, and then like around it is this. It's like crazy, but it's cool. There's also a lot of cool parks over here and like temples and stuff around Niigata. I think I'd recommend that too. Nagoya was one of my favorite places ever. Just a lot of stuff to do, a lot of game centers, a lot of good food. Yeah, I could go on about this. I could definitely go on about this for a while. Let's see. I recently did a one-day trip where I went to every prefecture in Tohoku in one day. That's crazy. Oh, Near Dial, what's up? Thanks for coming by. Yokohama is super cool. Yeah, when my parents were visiting, I did take them to Osambashi as well. I took them everywhere. Game Betty is very out of the way. Game Betty is, yeah, it's in Nanao, and Nanao is like really, really, really far. Nanao is over here. Yep, here it is. I don't know how they spell it in Japanese, so if I just search, was it like Game Center Betty? Oh, cool, it's in English. This is also like pretty like, yeah. I believe they're not being renovated still, but like this is what's around it. Like these places in Japan, like it's cool because if you want to go there to like game, you can game, but you can also see a lot of nature. It's like a really cool like thing you can only do in Japan. I feel like whenever I traveled around, I always kind of looked for arcades in the general area and tried to like make an adventure out of it. Like go around the area, like look for like, you know, any cool things that, just happen to be around, like good food or, nature, temples, that sort of thing. There always is. There's so much stuff in Japan, it's great. Okay, let's see. You're going to Kanazawa this weekend. Have fun. That's cool. Niigata is also great for sake. I've never had sake in Niigata, really. So, actually, no, I think I have once. If you go to Kyoto on a Japan holiday, you can return through Kanazawa and Nanao. Oh, that's a good idea, right? Because yeah, because there's a lot of Shinkansen lines that from Nagoya I think you can take up, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see, so how would you get to like Osaka to like what like is there a Nanao Eki? It is, okay. Is there a Shinkansen? Okay, you can drive for 4 hours, 5 hours. Looks like there's not a convenient Shinkansen. You can take this cool train though. I mean, taking those like weird express trains are always kind of fun too, you know. Tokyo, Kanazawa, Kyoto, okay. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, the Thunderbird, that was one thing it was telling me right here. Interesting. It's still a one-nighter. Okay. Well, unless you guys have any other, like, particular questions for me, I might try to wrap this up. It's been about an hour. Kind of, like I said, I've said everything I've wanted to say. What's the coolest place you visited so far? Would it be possible for you to guide us through some of those places if we're going to Japan? Okay, 2 questions. First one, what's the coolest place I've visited? If I were to give you a solid answer, probably Nagoya. I love Nagoya. Fukuoka, a close second though. It's actually hard for me. Like Hakata Station, super cool. I loved it. I would say Hakata and Nagoya would be the 2 coolest places I've been to. Would it be possible for you to guide us to some of those places? Sure. You know, I love traveling, so if I had the opportunity, I would love to travel with you guys. If there was one food place I would never think of to go when I would visit, what would it be? Curry Bondi. Curry Bondi. I don't know if you would know about this, but Curry Bondi. I love this place so much. It's so good. Let me see if I can find like, yeah, this place. They give you like, yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. So you get like really good like European style curry. You can get it with like cheese if you'd like. They have a bunch of different types of meat. Super duper good. I love it. It's like amazing. Absolutely 10 out of 10. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Like there's got to be pictures. I've taken pictures myself. So let me see the images. Yeah, you get like a potato with it too. Oh, and they put a little cheese on the rice. Oh, God, it's so good. It's so good. 100% recommend. There's also a bunch of ramen places as well. Of course, I mean, we'll have a trip planned 6/28/7/14. I was wondering if I would overlap with anyone. Well, you'll overlap with me, right? First time I met him in Japan, I got recommended Bondi. Yes, you did, because it's amazing. It's so good. I take all of my friends to Bondi. Someone, I think, asked Cocoa Spice level. I accidentally just opened Battle.net because I clicked the wrong thing. Let me see. Where's the chat? Last question, Cocoa Spice level. I mean, I don't know how it's a question because I should get level 10 every time. I mean, like without a doubt. Except if I'm like, if I got important things to do like the next day and I want to like not, risk it, I'll get 8. But that's like, it's like 10, almost consistent. I've never been to Real Bondi. I've only had the packaged ones. I would 100% you go to the Real Bondi. If you live in the Tokyo area, the Honten is in Jinbocho. It's kind of in a station that's like, I I would say a little bit out there, but I mean, it's still in Tokyo, so it's not that hard to get to. But depending on where you are, it might be more convenient. There's another location in Tamachi. The Tamachi location, in my opinion, tastes 100% the same. They also give you free iced coffee or tea. You could pick. And there's almost never a line. The Jinbo Honten, there's always a line. Like, almost always. Junior Shimokitazawa. I don't know how Shimokitazawa connects with everything. But if you can take... I live on the Keio-sen. And Jinbocho is a stop on the Toei Shinjuku-sen, which the Keio-sen kind of goes through to that. So it's kind of convenient for me. If you want to go to Tamachi, it goes to Shibuya. Okay, if it goes to Shibuya, Tamachi's on the Yamanote. So you could go to that as well. Might be a bit out of the way, but in my opinion, it's cool. I used to go to the Tamachi Bondi all the time. Oh, Keio no Kashira line. Okay, yeah. I live on the regular Keio line, so yeah. Okay. Good evening, Boyd. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna wrap this up pretty soon. Yeah. Just I want to say again. Here, I'm gonna get rid of the maps real quick, just so I can make my face bigger. For oh oops, I tracked the wrong thing. Okay. Boom. Hello. All right. Maybe I make different scenes for this. Last question: have you hung out at World Game Circus yet? Yes, I have. Cool place. They got all the rare stuff. I got to play on an old Beatmania 2 cab, of course. Thank you so much for watching, Boyd. But anyways, I just want to say thank you again, everybody. You kind of it seems like a lot of people have told me that they seeing me in the draft kind of motivated me to motivated them to play the game more, and that makes me so happy. If there's anything I really want to do for the community, it's sort of I kind of want to try to be a bit of a source of inspiration here. And every time I hear that, it makes me really happy. And I just want to make sure you guys understand that the support that you guys showed me on Twitter and today, it kind of makes me more motivated as well to improve at the game, to try to, like I said, make content for you guys, because I feel like I'm in a rather unique position, and it would be a bit of a waste if I didn't share more with you guys, because you guys have done a lot for me in terms of motivating me, and I kind of just want to pay it forward, So, I gave my stream the edgy title of "It's Not Over Yet," because it's not. Simply speaking, it's just gonna be a while. It's gonna be another year of waiting, another year of preparation. But I'm gonna do everything I can to make it a reality next year, and I hope I don't let you guys down again. I'm gonna do my best so that I don't. But if you guys could just please, keep giving me that support. In terms of BPL, social media support, I think is a bit important. So, follow me on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Keep an eye on this channel. I'm gonna do everything I can to make it worth your while to kind of follow my adventure here. Yeah. So I hope I'll be seeing you guys soon. Thank you so much for stopping by. And yeah, we'll be prepping for next year. So thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna see you around.